Hey, hello everybody. So welcome back to this video tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how you can achieve a book cover just like this. So let's just go on as we start. So the first thing you need to do is create a new file. So what I usually use is I just go to print and then I'm going to use A4. Then I'm just going to title this PS1 or PS2. Let me use PS2. Then the resolution you can use between 100 to 300, whatever you want. Then every other thing the same. Then you hit create. Once that has been done, this is going you are going to have your artboard or your canvas here like this, an empty canvas. So the first thing you need to do is to get the whole um, money and the money inside the cage. So the way I achieved that, I used AI to achieve that image, and I'm going to make a video about that in the future, and I'm going to tell you the AI also, and also give you the prompts that I use or how you can navigate around using AI to generate images for your design. So the next thing we need to do is duplicate our layer, Ctrl J. So once that has been done, we are going to bring up the whole image that the AI generated for us. So yeah, here's the image. All you just need to do is to drag and drop. And if you don't want to drag and drop, or you're having issues with drag and drop, just go to file and go to place embedded. Once you hit place embedded, you can be able to um, bring up an image. You choose the folder and you bring up the image, and it's going to be here on your Photoshop. Now, the next thing we need to do is to clear out this background. So this is going to be like really complex, or it's going to look complex, because taking out the background of this image is not something that you can just do with some basic selections. So you have to do some edits so that you can have a proper image out of the background. So I'm going to take you that through how you can achieve that also. So yeah, the first thing you need to do here is to go to your here on this layer, go to your adjustment layers, use black and white adjustments, take the reds down, take the yellows down, and take the greens down. Then once you have done that, go back to your adjustment layers, then click on levels. So there are so many ways to do this actually. So you are going to, or this is the one I know. So you are going to shift your levels in a way that you are going to have a total separated color. Like we are going to be able to identify only white and blacks, avoid all this kind of things. So you can, you know, do it in a way that you have just white and a black. Something like this is fine. Something like this is okay. Let me just see. Something like this is okay. So this is the way we are going to have the selection, and this is the way it should be for maybe any other thing you want to do like this. What you are trying to do is like you are trying to separate the colors to just be white and black. So that's what we have here. So once you are done, there's no problem. Then you click on this icon, not the layer mask. This is the layer mask. Click on the levels icon, then go to select, go to color range, click color range, then click here, like you are picking a color. This thing is the color picker. So click outside the white, like you are picking a color. See, it's going to be previewed. If you click black, look at the preview here. I see. So just click on white so that the white ones will remain. Then you click on image. So you are going to have it like this. Then invert. Make sure you are clicking invert. Normally it's not checked, but you have to click check. Then you click OK. It's going to make the selection for you. That is what it does. It has done the selection to you. But not every time that this selection is perfect. You might still need to do some work on it. So you can go ahead to close this, go ahead to close this, and you have only this. Then click on this on it, then create your layer mask. So you should have something like this. So that's remove the background, but it has not done it properly. You get. So if I change this layer now to black, you see what I'm talking about. Okay, let me just say red. Let me use another color like red. I say okay, then I paint. So you can see that it has not properly done the job. So your work now is to go to the layer mark here, increase. I think there are better ways to do this, but this this has given us control. It's easier. So go to your brush tool, go to your brush tool, have it like this. On the black, make sure your foreground color is black, then you sorry, white. To toggle around white and black S, this will be white. So you click so you can see that the dollar sign is coming back. So you have to do that with precise, do that with precise. So you click and bring back the details. Just bring up the ones that are really, really important to you. Yes. So you do that. Just showing you a way where you can do this. So designing takes time, right? So yeah. And if you want to avoid this actually, so I'm doing this so that you can see the trick. But if you want to avoid this totally, or so that you are going to get a better knowledge, all this don't allow those things to show. Take it out, take it out, take it out. Or you can even use the let's just leave it on the soft round brush. Zoom in clearly so that you can do your brush size, sorry, X to white, so you can have these guys more, have it better. So designing takes time, so you have to be patient with yourself and patient with your skill too. So once you have done that, did that for all the relevant parts, all the relevant areas, you might not really have to, since you're having a blending color, but if you're not, you'd have to, pay the price to do this. But you can actually avoid this so thing. You can really, really avoid it. But I just want you to get the whole concept too of the layer marks and everything and how these things are being done. You can increase your brush size at this point. Paint all these places, paint them up, paint them. Just all these missing parts and all these spaces, you can just paint them up. So you have to be careful so that you don't bring up the areas that are not needed, that you don't bring up the areas that are not needed, and, all that. Get This is what we have done so far. You see how we've been able to bring up these areas. You see, so all these parts you have to be careful, and you can still zoom in more. All these areas doesn't need any form of precise, so you can just bring them. What I'm doing is that I'm holding the space bar, then using my mouse to move around. So to hit back to fit your screen, control 0. You want to do that. So all this, just do them with precise and all that. But if you actually change this color back to white, the X, then the X should have it like this. But you see, you don't really need this. You have to bring it up back and, all that. So once you are done with that, you should add something like this. Shouldn't be all that perfect. Um, Designing doesn't have to be perfect. If you ask me, doesn't nothing has nothing has to be perfect. So especially if it's your first time trying, with time you are going to get better. So I'm just going to scale this down a bit. Maybe something like this is okay for me. Then I'm going to take it down like this a bit. So I'm going to add like a shadow to this thing. Let it look real or let it be real. But before that, let me just centralize this. So it's at the center. It's not at the center, it's somewhere here and just go here. While you're on the move to, you're going to centralize. So I'm going to add a shadow. So I'm going to create a layer under the image. So now go to the brush to be on my keyboard. Then I hit here. I already have this. You should know how to do this. You should know how to do this. So if you have this, it will be like this. Choosing the soft round brush, you can hold this point and make it to look like this, like a shadow. You know. And yeah, you should have something like this. So you can increase the size and increase the size like this. You can increase the size. So let me just take it like this. You can increase the size. So you dab, make sure your color is black. The foreground color is black. So toggle X to change it. Then you dab like this. You should have something like this. And then just have to like align it to be better or to look better. So to do that, on that shadow layer, you can rename this and call it shadow if you want to, and go to filter, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur, add a bit of blur to it, makes it, just give it like a spice. Yeah, I think this is okay. Then I'm going to create a max for it. Then B, my brush, just change it to a normal brush like this. And then maybe reduce the size a bit. On white, make sure your foreground color is on white. Then dab around these areas like this to just make it feel better. Sorry, make sure your foreground color is black. Dab around, just to make it feel like that. So the shadow, going to reduce the opacity a bit. Maybe like maybe like 70 is okay. Then going to make it look all right. Yeah, makes it look okay, real. All that. Yeah. So you should have something like this. Now I'm going to add the title of the book. So the text is the catch. Go to the title, click, then you type catch, catch. So I'm going to use, let me make it bigger a bit first. First, Control C, then you hold Alt to scale from all the sides around everything. And V, should have it like this. So I'm going to double click on the icon, that is the text icon. Then I'm going to change the font to Bayback. No, yeah, this is it. Bayback non-regular. You should have something like this. Now I'm going to like increase this font. So I think that the space between the letters are too much. That's the individual words. So I'm going to double click it, hold Alt, then use your arrow keys, left or right. Left to reduce the space between, right to increase. So I'm trying to reduce the space between, and I think this is okay. So, yeah. So I'm going to centralize this on the move to just centralize. So I'm going to give it like, I want it to have like a green gradient and all that. So right here on that layer, I'm going to go to the layer style, add layer style. You can see it, add layer style. Then go to gradient overlay. What this does is that it adds a style on that particular layer. I'm going to change this to green. So let me just show you something. Sorry, go back there. See, gradient overlay. So on the gradient overlay, see, you have this, see, it has changed. So you should have basic, you should have it basic like this, maybe white and black like this. You should have it something like this. So to change that, think I've explained this before. So here is for the transparency, and here these two bars are for the transparency. Here is for the color you wish to add. Then you see this hand is to add another uh, gradient fill on the gradients. Yeah, so whenever I see that hand, that's what it does. So we want something like green, so double click, go to green, with that green, so okay, and then here, okay, it's at the other bar we want the darker green, something like this. Then on this other bar, we want a brighter green, something like this. Okay, okay. So you can actually increase this like this. You can see that it's changing and all that. But I just like to leave it there. Then if you want to save this gradient so that you would have it here, or you can even save it in any of these folders. You see this there's a root custom. You can name it whatever you want to name it. I can say G3 and I click new. So it's going to be saved inside basic because I choose basic, so it's inside basic. So if I not choose any folder, it's going to be somewhere around here. Then you can say okay. Say now here is the angle. So if you say 90, 90 is to make it up and down. Look at the preview here, up down. Then 0 is to make it straightforward, like right to left or left to right. So you can actually change the style from linear to radial. You can see it's here. You can see the preview here. You can change it from radial to angle. You see it any style you want, but I usually stay put to linear. Then you see this scale, just in case your own is showing something like this, something like this. See, it's like a line here. That means your scale is not large enough. So I use something within 100 to 130, however the case may be. Then say okay, you should have it like this. So I want to change this color, the background color, to something like a, what's it called, like a silver color. So I'm just going to click here and maybe something like this is okay. Yeah. You can look at the hex code here, D9, 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 and okay. Then I head to my paint bucket and I read about something like this. I think it's too dark, so let me change it more to the F5. There's this very good silver color called F6, F6, F6. So let me try it out. F6, F6, F6. Yeah, I say okay. So I think this is good enough. I think this is good enough. So, but for this the patch here, let's increase the size more. Holding out, no, patch is the major thing. Should have it like this. So yeah, so I noticed that it was supposed to be from bright to dark, not dark to bright. So make sure you effect that with what I've shown you earlier. So yeah, the font used here is let me check, it. Is Lato bold. So you can use Lato bold and write this. So this is not totally black. This is kind of like a gray color. You can just double click on it here on the color. The color code is 5C5C5C. And you should have this. So I've gone a bit further with this. I've gone a bit further. The next thing I want to add is like the bar here. The bar. Just use this a bit. So normally the way to do that, just go to your triangle tool and you have your bar. Simple and that's so here on the properties bar, the fill, we are clicking on the fill. Once you click on the fill, you are going to see swash and gradient. So we're on swash, and that's why we have all the swash. So if I click this, color will change. Click this, color will change. So I want to use a gradient, so I click this one. So I already have this gradient saved. So I think this is it. Is it? I think it is. Yeah. So all I just need to do is to change the scale to 0. So I'm going to have it like this. Okay, here is it. This is the gradient here. Yes, here is it. So should have it like this. And say okay. So you can actually reduce this holding out and reduce it. I don't know what's yeah. You can reduce it and you can now move it however you want it to be. Maybe like this is okay. So you can see that our book is beginning to have a better look. So here I want to take it a bit up, this too. So I'm going to come here to the layer panel, click on the catch, hold Control or Shift, Control. I've explained it before. Click finding and then move it up together. Yes, I think this is okay. So I want to like not part of it. So I want to like increase the image and the shadow together. So I hold this, select the image, select the shadow, and increase holding up. I think this is okay. Then I can move them together while they are selected. So yeah. Um, Next thing I would love to add is the author. Oh, up here. So the the font used was Saturday August. The name is Saturday August. Yeah, Saturday August regular. And I'll just hit a new layer and type this. I'll say author, control, change the color, control A to select everything before you change the color, maybe something around this, okay. Then you say control T to scale larger and okay. Then go to your move to V and you centralize this. This is good. Just sorry, just make it bigger and holding out. This is okay. And then say okay. Then centralize again. So once you have centralized, you can then add the name of the author, change this to the color we have here. Oh, sorry, see that's changed. No, that's not it. Control Z to undo. So you click first and change this color, change it to the color we have here. And say okay. Then change the font to Lato, Lato. Let's just use regular. So and then leave it on caps. Clara. Then you say okay, and then you hold Alt and increase this. Not that much. Then you centralize this. So you should have it. Put this up a bit. I'm going to select the both of them, take them, select the both of them from the layer panel, take them up. Holding control, if you don't hold control, you can't select the both of them, take them up like this. Yeah. So next thing, back to our background layer. This layer one, let me just write it bridge, enter. I want to add something to make this design interesting. So I'm going to bring it like a crunchy kind of texture. No, let me not say crunchy, just like a wavy kind of texture. So you can use place embedded or you drag and drop. Once you have brought it onto Photoshop, you should have it like this. So I'm going to hold shift so that I can turn this according to angles. So it's an angle 90. So I increase it like this and I say okay. So I want to change this to a black and white immediately using the shortcut, but it won't work if I do not convert it to a rastered layer. So I'm just going to right click and rasterize layer. So once I rasterize layer, I'm going to use the shortcut Control Shift U. It's going to change to black and white immediately. Then I go to the blend mode here, normal, and change it to soft light. While I've done that, I can then reduce the opacity to reduce the intensity. Maybe 50, maybe 60 is okay. Yeah, so this is what I have now. Then the whole um, country stuff behind it, I'll also add it by dragging and dropping or using place embedded. So once you have done that using place embedded or drag and drop, you should have it like this. So I'm just going to scale it a bit down. So I'm going to add the link to the images I use for the project so that you can access it for practice purposes. So you should scale it down a bit and say okay. So yeah, say okay. Then be on the move to shift it down a bit. Just going to zoom this to fit the screen, Ctrl 0 and shift it down a bit, maybe like this. Okay, so I want to have control over it. I don't want all these other parts. I'm just going to create layer mask. Use the brush tool, use the round brush, hard round brush. So yeah, that's okay. So I should have something like this. You can reduce the size using the bracket keys and make sure you're on black. Your foreground color is black. So I took down those parts, took down here, took down here. So just here. No, it's okay like this. So yeah. So the next thing I want it to blend up with the color I have here. So I'll click on it, not the layer mask. Click on it. Then go to effects. Go to that's layer style. Go to gradient overlay. So once you're on gradient overlay, it's going to choose your previous gradients for you, so you don't have to do so much. And it's okay. So yeah, this is it, and we're almost done with this. This is how this was achieved. So let's go back to the top of the layer panel. Then I want to create a stamp visible layer, like having everything on one layer. So to do that, Control Shift Alternate E. So you should have something like this. So you convert this to a smart object so that you can have control to any edits you have done on it. Then I'm going to hit up to filter and go to the camera raw filter and just do the final touches on the design. So here is the camera raw filter. Just do some simple stuff. Go to basic, add a bit of contrast, maybe 6 is okay. Add texture, 7 is okay. Add clarity 4 is okay. And then I'm going to add vibrance. And I'm going to add saturation. Then I'm going to go to details. Go to details, add a bit of sharpening, maybe 15, 11 or 10 is okay. Then the last thing I'm going to add, I'm going to go to the effects. Then I'm going to add vignetting, maybe minus 20, 23 is okay. So that I'm going to direct the eyes of my viewers, and I hit okay. So I should have something like this. So yes, this is just how you can make this design, or this is the easiest way you can make this design. So but you can't present a book cover like this to your clients. Some of your clients will not understand it, so you have to place it on a mock-up. There's what we call a mock-up, a book mock-up. You can get some free ones from different websites, even Freepik has, or you can download and place that yourself. But it's better you just download a mock-up to ease yourself that time. So I'm going to open it now. So if you have just opened the mockup for the first time, this is what you have after downloading from the internet. Just open the file. It's going to open on Photoshop. So this is what you have. I'm going to show you how you can just place it up on this place so that it's going to be real. So I'm going to go back to my book cover. Here is it. So this is my visible stamp layer. I'm just going to copy it, Control C, and I've copied only this layer. Then I'm going to go back to my mockup here, and you see this place they wrote cover. Double click on it, and you have something like this. So you can now paste it, Control V. It's going to paste, like you are just pasting it on top of it. If you want to delete it, you can, but there's no need. So you say Control C, so you can scale it better. I'm just going to zoom out. Then I hold Alt, then scale it up better, holding Alt. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Um, I think this is okay. Then you can hit OK. I think this is not okay because I can still see some blue lines around and some blue lines behind. So let me scale it more. Then I'm going to hold Alt, scale it. Then say okay. Once I'm done, I just take it up a bit to have control. Yeah, this is okay for me. And then Control S, you can hit Control S to save it before you close it. But if you close it like that, it will go back to the default. So instead of hitting Control S, I just click this dot here. But if you do not say yes and you say no, to go back to what was there from the beginning. So remember to hit yes. Then once you have hit yes, you should have something like this. So this background of this mockup is not showing the design well or properly. So you just hit here, background color, double click it, and you can scale around and choose any color you want. I think this color is not bad. This is the way you can design a book cover mockup, a book cover, and this is the way you are going to present it to your clients using a mockup. So you have to export before you send. So thank you for staying to the end of this video tutorial. See you again next time.